Hello there, everyone. It's SoulSilver17 here, and let me prove this like usual. I do not own this picture, and this is not a paid video. Alright, okay. Okay, I just realized something. I did not give Deku the hero name. So, we're gonna have that. Either just, they're doing it in the afternoon. I'm kind of, having it in the afternoon, so that way then they can go to their internships right away. And so, I'm gonna be training, I'm gonna have Deku train Todoroki, but Deku is gonna outshow her and Endeavor on how much firepower he has. Basically, I'm gonna have Deku use the most. I'm gonna create the most dangerous flame in this what if, and it is gonna be a bright red. This is literally the flames of of the class, the King of Hell. So yeah. Also, the eternal fire, the Phoenix King, eternal life, angel of death, legendary swordsman, and the ghost, the thief, the ghost, or the thief ghost, whatever. Yeah, it's just gonna call it. Just say the ghost. He has all those classes. Every class he has, and he has a whole bunch of skill trees. So basically, he has points, and I'm not gonna say how much. I'm not gonna say how much, but let's just say when he goes to Endeavor's place, I'm gonna just he's gonna max the first three in each column, and that's it. All right. Anyways, let's get into this video because I'm combining one name along with another name along with my idea. What I was gonna call him, Reaper. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and sorry if I'm just way too hype. It is around 12:42 right now, so I am officially, well, not really, because what time I was born, but it doesn't matter. It's my birthday. Yay me! Sorry, I'm just excited. Had to get into character. Sorry. Again, I just said that. Oof. Who cares? It's gonna be a part of the video. Alright, let's get into the video. Anyways, so, after having lunch and just doing his other classes, midnight finally comes in. Everyone asks for their hero names. And so, everyone does exactly the same thing. Baco is King Explosion Murder. He wants to try it, then they say Absolute Zero. He's pissed off that he can't do that one. But hey, it's Bakugo, so who cares? Also, I kind of think I made yeah, the Bakugo's the user one for all. So yeah. So, and then Deku just tells him, King Explosion Murder sounds like a villain name. He goes, hey, what's your big idea then, huh, nerd? And he just says, Shazetsu Diablo Reaper. Wait, let me just double check if I got that name right. Yep, I did get it right. Yep, it's Shimetsu Diablo Reaper. As everyone's just looking at Deku, and he goes, what? And they go, Shimetsu means annihilation, right? Or annihilate? Yeah, annihilation. And he goes, yeah. So, got a problem? As everyone just looks at him, and they don't say nothing. Todoroki just says, it kind of sounds... And he goes, look, I can make a scythe, I can turn into a dragon, and I literally have fire that's called cremation. It just works, alright? As Midnight agrees to it, and as Out just says, he's totally right, and I'm not even questioning it. I'm just not, okay, that's your hero name. And so, that was the next to last class, that they had for the day. So, Deku, tells Todoroki he's gonna go home and grab his bag, to a couple of clothing and stuff. He gets his hero costume ready and stuff too. And she goes, alright, I'll meet you there. And he goes, wait, your dad's gonna be driving you over there, right? She goes, yeah. I have no idea where it is. She goes, wait, what? It goes, yeah, I never been to Endeavor's like agency. And she goes, oh yeah, okay. And she gives him the directions and such. And he goes, thanks, stay right, Todoroki. And she says, Shoto, and goes like, yeah, Shoto just sounds like a guy's name. So how about I just call you Shota? And she was like, really? He goes, what? It sounds like a girl at least. She was fine. Alright, see you later, Shota. And, she blushes a little because it's a little awkward. But it's like, whatever, her. So, yeah, he gets home. He tells his mom he's going to be going to the Endeavor's agency. And she's surprised that the number 2 hero, actually gave him an internship. And he does tell her that he did kind of made him, deactivate his quirk and go on a knee and ask me for forgiveness because he thought I was not Toya Todoroki. She kind of just grins and she says, why are you such a good actor? And he was like, well, I don't know. I mean, you don't ever notice I was hurt or anything, and I always pretend that wasn't. So I guess over time I just learned it. As she's she has a look of like she's upset. And he was like, Mom. He holds her. Her holds his face, and she's like looking. She's not. She's looking in his eyes, and he goes, "It's not your fault. It's Bakugo's, but he changed. So don't worry, okay?" And she nods. And then he hugs her and says, alright, I'm gonna pack up my stuff and then I'm gonna get going. And she goes, you're not gonna eat first? He goes like, yeah, I should probably eat. She goes, yes, eat. It'll be like a week or two before I can see you get my baby boy. And he's like, Mom, please. I'm 15. I'm not, well, 14 now. I'm not a baby. And she goes, it doesn't matter. You're still my baby boy. And he goes like, fine, whatever. And he just smiles. So he packs up his, some clothing and whatever else he needs. And then basically, Endeavor has like Deku did some research during the class periods about Endeavor's agency during lunch that they actually have their own dorms, in the building. So that's why he's packing up stuff. So yeah. And Todoroki knows that already, so she was packing it. Todoroki already knew that, so that's why she was packing up stuff. So, anyways, he has his hero costume already, and yeah, pretty much he goes over. He eats with his mom. He talks about what he may be doing, and plus also he's gonna help Shota. Shota is Shoto, but it's not like a guy's name. I don't know why they named her Shota. Not Shota. At least it would be better. She just asked, "Is this a girl that you like?" He was like, "Maybe, maybe not. I'm not saying." She says, my little Izuku is all grown up," and he's like, "And I'm done. Bye, Mom." She goes, "Wait, you didn't eat all of it." He goes, "I'm just done. I'm sorry. Please stay." He goes, "Fine." And he just goes back in. He got up from his seat though when he said that, so he gets back in, and then he finishes dinner and. She says, "One last hug." And he goes, all right. He's hugging her. And this lasts for a couple of minutes. And he goes like, "Mom, let go." She goes, "No, longer." He goes, "Mom, let go. Or do you want to become a burnt chicken nugget?" And she goes, "Wait, what?" Exactly. She goes, "Did you just throw me?" He goes like, maybe? And then all of a sudden he feels like he's in danger. He goes like, "What did I do? What did I do? What did I do?" And all of a sudden, Inko just literally goes to her room, and he just goes like, Mom, I'm sorry, Mom." He goes over the door, and it's locked. He goes, "Mom, don't make me pass right through it." And she's just like, she doesn't like answer, so he goes like, "Mom, please, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get to my freaking internship. I know you're gonna miss me." And he goes, "How about I get Endeavor's autograph for you?" Then she says, "And a picture." she's not a fan of him. She's just like, and like whatever, like not like a autograph picture of him. She asks. He goes, yes. What else? She goes, All Mights. He goes, fine. I'll see what I can do. And she hugs him and goes, good boy. Good son. Now go. You're gonna be late. He goes, yeah, thanks to you. He goes, what? He goes, nothing, bye. And he just leaves. And then he thinks to himself, don't ever piss off mom. That's rule number 1 now. When did she get such a temper? Jeez. So he basically is just not using any of his abilities and such, but he is looking at the class, like his new skills he has. He already has sleight of hand already, so he just says, I'll increase that a little bit. So it only has like 3 increases, so he makes it to level 3. And it just says now he can literally, his hand can go right through people's pockets. The ability is to see how much money someone has on them, like from their wallet or jewelry that they have, and so you have the price and this stuff. He goes like, man, there's a lot of people with a lot of cash on them. By that he means like a lot of stuff or actual cash on them. And the samurai, the legendary swordsman, it basically gives him a like the ability is he can literally use 1 strike to cut right through anything. If he closes, if he like closes his eyes and then all of a sudden, right when he'll have that sense he's in danger, he'll just open them and just attack like immediately, real quick. So basically, it's like one of those samurai things where you just close your eyes and then right when the opponent is about to attack you, they're running, you just make a slash and they run and then they fall down. So yeah, it's like that. And for the his for some reason his pyromancy skills were already maxed out for some weird reason. He didn't even do nothing to it. Along with the King of Hell ones. And each one was just a resistance, higher flame temperature, and yeah, that was it. If for some reason he just goes, okay, I still have all my points where I had when I leveled up, and I did not put any of them until the sleight of hand, at least. Alright, well, I'll do more later. So he gets off the stop he needs to be at, and he gets down there, Shota's waiting for him, and she goes, sorry about that, my mom. She goes, no, you're right on time, actually. He goes, like, really? She goes, yeah, Dad was waiting for us at the place, so come on. As, basically, they walk over, and he just sees the place, and she goes, what's wrong? He was like, this is bigger than I thought. Well, because he's the number 2 hero for a reason. Let's get this over and done with. I can't wait so I can tease him about how he thought I was your brother. She goes, wait, what? He goes, oh yeah, let me tell you the reason why he thought that. As soon as he tells her about his and Dobby's him and his her brother made a plan to mess with Endeavor, and that he says how he was hit by a age backwards quirk where he goes back to a kid, was adopted by someone else, and basically his body was somehow made to actually handle the flame, the cremation quirk. As basically Shota just looks at him and goes like, wow, that was elaborate, and did it actually work? It was like, your dad deactivated his quirk just to kneel on 1 knee and just said he was sorry for everything he's done. And her eyes just widened, and that's when they walked in. As he goes, yo, an Endeavor. How does it feel to be fooled by a 14-year-old? And then he just smiled. It was like quite funny, actually. I find it very positive. He was, wait, what? He was, yes, I actually enjoyed it. You gave me some hope at the end of it, at least. So thank you, Midoriya. He goes, Shizetsu. Wait, give me a minute. I think I messed up. It was Shimetsu Diablo Reaper, hero name. And he goes, yes, actually. A quite unique name. It does fit since, well, what you can do with your quirk and all. But I need to know your capabilities. Along with Shoto's. And he goes, yeah, why did you pick a boy's name? And Endeavor just says, I accidentally said it. And Todoroki just looks at him and was like, you accidentally said it? He was like, yes, I'm sorry. And then he just says, just call her Shota then. It's easier. He was like, true. Alright, Shota, let's go. As her face is red, he goes like, why do you have to embarrass me? He goes like, what? I mean, you're cute when you blush, too. Besides being angry. As her face gets even redder, he goes, and then they were just thinking, is he literally hitting on my daughter while I'm here? Actually, I'd rather see where this is going. So she's just waiting there patiently until they're done. As then she goes, shut it, Midoriya. He goes, Izuku, whatever, Izuku. Just shut it. And he goes, fine, whatever you want, icy hot. And she goes, what? He was like, yeah, you heard me half and half. He goes, oh my god, don't act like Bakugo now. He goes like, what? Come on. I'm not that bad, at least. As he has this like grin on his face, he goes like, you're lucky you're stronger than me. Yeah, I was trained by your brother. So, of course I am. Also, he looks at Endeavor and says, oh yeah, has Nezu told you about my specialties? As he nods and he says, it's quite unique quirk you have. I think you should tell Shota. And he goes, fine. Okay, here's the thing, Shota. And basically he tells her about cremation was passed on to him, that he also has a flame manipulation quirk, which was the reason why he beat her, and also he has a thing called an RPG quirk. He basically tells her, think of it like an RPG video game, and I have all the actual skills, points, shops, stores, armory, and items and stuff, and basically a forge. So my forging is a lot more different than what it once I hit like level 70 something, I think. I don't forget. So I can create my own weapons, own armor. I can even increase the defensive of my hero gear. Hence the reason why now, as he pulls out the jacket, then all of a sudden Endeavor sees a flaming knife in the sleeve. He was like, why do you have a knife that's on fire? He was like, yeah, it's just a part of the thing that happened with this. As Endeavor goes, alright. So basically then he just like puts on the jacket, and all of a sudden the knife just comes sliding down out of his sleeve, and he grabs it and then he just throws it to the side. As they say, it just sticks in the wall, and then just like comes right out and just comes right back to him. And then he says, I can use this for multiple things now. One of my classes is called the Ghost. And she goes, what? He goes, I cannot be stopped, I can never be seen. Anyone who tries to stop me cannot get in my way. I can literally take whatever I want. I have no limits. As Endeavor just says, so a thief's class. He goes, yes. Wait, you know RPGs? He goes, yes, actually. I play them. And Shota just looks at him and goes like, wait, you're a nerd? He goes, I'm not a nerd. I'm a gamer. There's a difference. He goes, my mom's also the one who helps out creating the video games on the phones. He goes, wait, your mother? Yes. He goes, and then he just thinks, which one? He goes like the one that makes the popular game in Japan. He goes, I played that game. Your mother works on it? He goes, yeah. That's one of her jobs, actually, helping out with it. I mean, she cleans in the office and stuff, and they actually gave her maybe an idea. Give her. I mean, she probably has like helped them out sometimes or so. As Endeavor just says, it does not matter. That's a good game, and so yeah. So basically, he also tells them that the other classes, the Pyromancy class that went into the Eternal Flame, the Phoenix class that was Eternal Life, then the Hellblazer that went to the King of Hell, the Swordsman that went to Legendary Swordsman, and then the Reaper that went to Angel of Death. As basically, Deku just explains that he can kill anyone with one shot, and he also can sense everyone in the building with both of the skills from the Angel of Death and the Ghost class, or the Thief and Reaper class. So yeah, I can sense a lot of people in here. About maybe 200, no, 500 people in here, and sheesh, there's a lot of cash in this one room. He goes, wait, what? He was like, oh yeah, I have the thief's eye. That's one of the abilities. I can see everything, like dollar signs, like anything that's valuable here. It's in that like 1,000 yens or something, and it's a lot of stuff in here. He was like, wait. Also, I do have a question. What? He says you can steal anything. He goes, yeah. I believe I. Wait. As you know, he also tells him, oh yeah, there's a screen I have that only I can see. You already saw me pull up my jacket out of it and such. I like my hero costume holder, suitcase, and I got my jacket on and stuff. And he goes, yes, and he goes, yeah. Let me just check something. As Deku kind of goes into the ghost class, the thief class, and it says the thief ghost. The ghost thief, yeah. It just says that. And then he like scrolls down. I mean, he kind of just like looks down as if there's a last thing. As he just says, wait. A phase hand. And then like he clicks it and it reads the description. It just says, this allows you to steal anything. And it means anything. Because if it's, and then there's also like with it has the same thing. It has, like, let's say this: the Reaper and the Thieves class are right next to each other. So basically, that one right. So the near the final part, it was like with the Reaper and the Thief, they both combined into one. As basically, it's like he just says this is a combination of between the Reaper and Thieves class allows you to take anything that is not bolted down to anything, and it may be able to take quirks it does not know, but you are also able to give them back. As he read that out loud, so Endeavor says, so you have a combination between your two classes. Interesting. He goes, yeah, I'm not even close to unlocking them. I only got sleight of hand, and then I got a scythe technique. It's called, at least I think it's called since my scythes are made out of flame, it says Reaper Slash. It just says since my scythe is a flame, it burns a little bit of someone's soul, and that could just says, wait, literally I can burn people's soul. Wow, that's kind of edgy. As Shota just says, agreed. And so, it's just enough. Let's go see how far you can train. And Deku just says, the King of Hell class, all my skills are unlocked and at the max somehow. I did not put any stats in them, any points in them. As that is kind of weird to Endeavor, but he says then maybe it's because of your cremation, since you already were having the fire and you had the skills of controlling it, plus your level. And he goes, alright, that makes some sense, surprisingly. He goes, yes, alright, let's go to the training area. So what happens is Todoroki, Endeavor, Deku go into an Pacific area, and that they had to go outside, and then they had to go into a Pacific building. And this is the most fireproof area in the whole entire world, as Endeavor says. He comes here to basically make sure that he has proper control over his flames. And so we're gonna be training Todoroki's fire side and her ice side, as she's shocked by this. And Deku just says, "Why do you want her?" As he says, "It's because of her mother. I do not want her to deny one side than the other. I want her to use both, not because of my ambitions. I don't care about that anymore. I gave up on those a long time ago." As he goes, "When?" "When her mother burned her half of her face. I realized what I'd done." And then Deku just thinks, so he's been regretting everything he's done since then. Then he looks at Todoroki and says, "How old were you?" She goes, like, 8? And he looks at Endeavor and goes, like, "That's a long time." So you've been trying to fix everything. He just nods. And he goes, "Alright. So, Izuku, can you elaborate on how many flames of color you have?" He goes, "Well, there's blue," and then he like decreases it to become a normal red, well, red and orange. Then he decreases to make like purple, and then he just touches the ground, and all of a sudden the flame. No, no, no. He makes it go like purple, then just to a lighter blue, as in basically it's purple on one hand, blue on the other. As basically the blue is a cold. It's really cold as it like freezes the ground, as then the purple just makes like a little bit of frost and on it. As Endeavor says, "What?" He goes, "Flames are more than heat. Flame sometimes a certain flames or a certain temperature of flame can actually make everything cold," which surprises Endeavor, including Todoroki. As then he then increases it back to blue, as then it goes into a darker color blue, and then well, he does say this is actually a healer. This is actually the Phoenix Flame, which I can heal anyone from death, basically. Then it goes to a green glowing color, and then it goes to black, and he says this is basically an instant shot on someone. So don't touch. And then he goes to white, which very surprises Endeavor. And then he says, "Is there any more?" He goes, "Yeah. Um, you might want to back away, both of you. This is gonna get really hot." As then all of a sudden, they back away pretty far. And then Deku just holds out his hand and just opens up he has his eyes closed as his white flames are starting to turn into a bright crimson red. As then all of a sudden he opens them as the flames just burst off of his hand that he has up above his head. Todoroki and Endeavor are shocked because they can feel the heat from over there, and the building's actually starting to melt. As all of a sudden, Deku closes his hand, and it's just cinders, like the smoke is coming off of it. As he just says, "So, what do you think?" As Endeavor sees the roof melted a little, along with the beams in the room and the floor, he goes, "Impressive. What was those flames called?" He says, "The flames of hell." And then basically, sorry, Endeavor just smiles. He was like, "Well, it suits them. Now then, since now we know how strong you are with your flames, you have proper control over a lot of it actually. Now we must train with Todoroki for at least an hour to a day." As Deku just says, "Oh, don't worry, she's gonna be training a lot." As then he has an evil grin as Todoroki just gulps. Sorry everyone, just I do not want to fall asleep yet. So yeah, so Todoroki, Endeavor, Deku do training for at least 3.5 hours a day. So they eat breakfast, they train, they eat lunch, and they go patrolling. This continues on for 2 weeks. And during these 2 weeks, Deku has been kind of monitoring certain areas in Hotsu. as he has explained to Endeavor about the hero killer, that he made a promise to somebody that he needs to take him down. As Endeavor just says, "You are not a hero," and he goes, "Yeah, but I'm the most dangerous person on the planet. And honestly, whatever weapons he has, I could probably take them because of my sleight of hand." And Endeavor thinks about this. He goes, "Well, the normal rules of society do not apply to you, so alright, you have my permission to go look for him." Like, this is not the day of the incident. As Deku leaves, the agency to go look out for him every day since then. But we're gonna go to the point of Shigaraki, Dabi, and the League of Villains. Well, Kirigiri, as basically they are wondering what Midori is doing. As Dabi just says, probably an internship or something. As Shigaraki's just saying, "Oh man, I hope little brother didn't really get into a big agency." He goes, "Yeah, he probably got into Endeavors." He goes, "Really? So our little brother is with your father?" He goes, "Yeah, father." And then he says, "But I have a feeling he may have a crush on Todoroki, little sis." And he goes, "Wouldn't that be kind of weird since you consider him a..." "Yeah, but I'm not related to him by blood. That's the key difference, man." And he says, "True." So, no, Kirigiri, was... Kirigiri arrives back, as then, the hero killer stays with him. As, Stain goes like, "What does the League of Villains want with me?" As basically Shigaraki says, hero killer Stain, I need you to stay away from heroes." As they go like, as Davi just grins, and so does, as All For One is hearing this. And he goes, as Stain says, "What?" He goes, "You're causing a problem. And I don't need you around to cause a problem for a certain member of my family. You see, you're hurting heroes. And if you accidentally hurt my little brother," as then Davi gets up and says, "who is also mine, we will personally," as he then Davi, Shigaraki says, then Davi is going to go back and forth, so I'm not going to stop. As then, he says, "we will personally kill you and make sure you regret everything in your life." As Stain just smiles and says, "You two can't stop me." Davi, suddenly ice is going into the, little icicles are coming into the air, and Shigaraki's cannon is out. Kiryu is ready to do something, as then all of a sudden Stain just smiles and throws a smoke bomb and gets out of there real quick. Because plot reasons, I need it. Yeah, okay, if you didn't hear me, I said plot reasons. But anyways, Shigaraki, after the smoke disappeared, was like, "If he hurts Suzuku, I'm gonna kill him." And then Davi says, "First you said you were gonna knock easy on him, now you were saying..." It goes, "Okay, you try telling me that he turns into a freaking fire dragon with 3 heads and fights you with an ice dragon with 2 heads. It's not awesome. He's my favorite brother, and my only brother. I love him to death already. And I wish he was here because I could play video games with him, and I miss him so much." As in, Kiryu just sighs, and Davi just says, "Wow. I can't believe it that I'm actually gonna say you're my brother." I was, "Why can't you believe it?" I was like, "Because you're weird." And he was like, You're a burnt chicken nugget." He goes, "Really? Someone that needs chapstick for his lips and stuff?" He was like, "Hey, at least I ain't looking like an ashtray." He was like, whatever. So Kirigiri tells Dada to text Deku about the hero killer Stain. I found him in Hosu City, and he was stalking a hero named um Native. Yeah, that was his name. I did not remember the last part, but yeah, hero named Native. As Davi texts him it as Deku got understands it. He says thanks, bro, and he goes no problem. So basically, Deku goes. There he was near. He was in Hotsu, but he's looking for the hero Native. When he keeps an eye out, so he tells Endeavor. He calls up Endeavor about it. Um, he then asks for where Native is, and yeah. So sorry, I'm just yawning. I'm just tired right now, but I want to get this out so badly. But anyways, so yeah, so Deku calls his agency, asks where he is. He's in the office, so basically he asks for a routine schedule on what time he patrols and everything else, and he asks why. It just says it's a matter of importance, so please. And yeah, he tells him where he's gonna be. So in 2 days or so in Hotsu. So Deku, tells Endeavor, and Endeavor understands. So they go in Hotsu. The day when they go patrolling in Hotsu, that the attack does not happen. And instead, they're looking for Hiroko Stain, and Shigaraki, Dabi, and Kirigiri are looking for Hiroko Stain too. Sorry about that, everyone. So what happens is, Deku splits off from Endeavor and Todoroki, and so, he then just says, "All right, this is the route. This is the route Native takes. So I should find if I follow it. Follow this." So Deku, starts to follow the steps of Native, as then in a couple after 45 minutes later, he hears Native screaming. As then Deku just runs in with his speed being so high, he gets there pretty quickly. As then Native is like, why are you doing this? And he says, "You are fake." Hold on, one. Alright, so as I was saying, he says, "You are a fake hero. You do not deserve to be alive." As then Deku just said, just suddenly throws out a fireball, and he just says, "Wow." No, wait, he throws out a fireball, Stain dodges it. He goes, "Wow, killing a hero just because you think he's fake? You're just some stupid idiot." He goes, "What?" He goes, "Literally, what's your ideology?" So he tells him about how All Might's the only true hero and everyone else is fake and all that. As Deku just sighs and he goes so you believe only All Might is a true hero, blah blah blah, not corrupted by society, blah blah blah. You don't understand my pain, blah blah blah. Man, you just sound like a freaking arrogant teenager. As Stan gets a little bit pissed, so he runs at Deku with both a dagger and a sword. As they have saying, "Hey, don't get in the way of hero business." As Deku just suddenly just looks at him and says, "Shut it, coward." And Nate is a little bit upset by that because he wasn't being a coward. He just didn't know what to do. So right when Stain's throwing multiple flurries of attacks, Deku's just dodges it with ease. As then all of a sudden, Stain grabs the knife and he tries to basically attack him with both the sword and the knife, and then all of a sudden, Deku's right behind him with both in hand, and it is like weapons change. As Stain goes like, "How? How? Wait, did I say his weapons change? I mean, he had no weapons. Deku has them." As then Deku gets a little like open window as he sees the levels of both knives. I mean, the knife and the sword, as it's a level 3, so it's pretty high ish. He says, "Alright, I'll keep it." Knife is just a regular thing. So yeah, so what happens is, you know, Stain is wondering how. He goes like, "Easy. I'm just that good." As all of a sudden Deku just disappears as multiple slashes appear all around him, and all around Stain, as then he falls unconscious. So Deku, basically wraps around Stain with fire, and unknowns to him, Kyrie watched it, and Dabi was with him too. So, ooh, Dabi was with him too. I was saying. So yeah. Um. So Deku asked the native if he was alright. He says, "Yeah, I didn't get hit anywhere severe." Tasty was like, "No problem. Just be safe next time." He was alright. So basically, Deku has not razor head, as he has stain on his shoulders as he walks out of the alleyway, and Endeavor and Shota comes over and asks, "Did you?" And he goes, "Yep, I got the hair kill stain. Job well done. Native was safe and all, so we're good." As basically Endeavor nods and says, "Well done. How did you defeat him?" As basically he just explains it, and they notice the knife and the swords on the back of his. Well, the knife is in his pocket, as the sword is like right on his back. As like, so are you keeping them? He was like, "Yeah, they're pretty good weapons. I could just reforge them if I ever wanted to." And this does not increase Deku's like level by any means, not yet. I mean, it's not increasing it because it's like only a slither of points away. But because it wasn't like a higher level, then he wasn't like high of a villain. I mean, high of a killer and all that. Deku could not level up. So yeah, but he has. But then he says he's gonna increase the other ones. So he increases the healing effects. He unlocks 4 different ones. He unlocks healing himself, healing others, to be halfway health for each. And then he has like a full. Then he has like a revive, and then a full heal. So yeah, and then the Reaper. The techniques for it is basically Reaper. Like the first one's Reaper Slash. Then it has Soul Taker. Another one that has Dark Void, along with, there's like the ones that aren't unlocked, which is, touch. It basically says itself, like he just touches someone, they'll fall over and such. And yeah, so I'm not gonna go into much detail about that. But yeah, he just starts to think that he needs to increase the levels and such. So after they're done patrolling, they turn to Hero Kill Stain and all that. Deku does not get the reward, Endeavor does, and Deku just doesn't really care. So yeah. So what happens is, he finds Ida. Ida still goes to manual. He tells what he did, and Ida shakes his hand, saying, "Thank you, Midoriya. I am eternally grateful." And he goes, "I don't thank me yet." And Endeavor saying, "Oh, you're gonna?" He goes, "Yep, that's my increase." Oh yeah, I only got one more skill. And then he says, "What?" And then he says full. As he looks at it, it says full heal. That Teenix drop. So like it could be Lady Deku's tier, and then he underneath that is Flame Heal. Like full recovery. So basically, even like Deku had the healing effect already max. I mean, like he didn't have it max, but he was still able to heal All Might, because even though it was a bad injury to the level, and as long as he had a higher level, he can heal it. So yeah, he was able to. So basically, they go to Ida's brother after the patrol's done. He tells Endeavor. Endeavor says okay. So they go to Ida's brother's room, and he heals him. And he is shocked at what happened. The doctors don't understand what happened. No one does. But Deku does. He just smiles and says, "I just healed you. Anyways, I'm gonna get going. Peace." As Deku just walks over to the corner of a room that has some shadow in it, as Deku just suddenly disappears from them. And he goes, "What the?" As Deku appears in Endeavor's office. It took a while to get there, so like an hour or so. But anyways, give me a minute, guys. Alright, I'm back on, but yeah, so as Deku appears in Endeavor's office, Endeavor says, "Ah, Midoriya, did you, take care of Ingenium?" He was, "Yes, I did. Yeah, I healed him up. You know, his injuries were bad, but because of my Phoenix ability to heal and stuff, it wasn't that bad for me. It was impressive. Anyways, tomorrow, training. You and Shoto. To see how much stronger you have gotten. I've been raising up your skills, and at least he goes, yes, I've been raising them up with the swordsman and the, you know, the thief skills. Very slowly, as you said, you know, and all that. And, you know, he just says, like, and other skills too. All the ones that weren't already filled. He goes, alright, show me what you're made of then tomorrow. Also, the knife and the sword, are you keeping it? He goes, yeah, I'm gonna put them in my storage. So, I'm gonna reforge them tonight and see what I can get them to be. Because they're only like level 1. So, and also I'm gonna kind of forge some new weapons. I need to try to figure out what I'm good with. I think I may be good with swords and maybe daggers, at least. He goes, alright, just be careful. He goes, sure. So, what happens is, you know, Deku goes to his room. He starts to look at the sword and the knife that he has. And he just goes to forge on, you know, with on a separate screen, and then just goes to reforge, and all of a sudden, like, it appears in front of it. As he just starts reforging. And he didn't know that he had his own, like, it's not a class, but it's like for the forging. He has his own skills for it. Because he has to do it all by himself. So basically, that was like, before he got upgraded, it was like he could just like press a button and it'll forge itself. But now since it's like an upgraded version, he has to do it himself. And it's basically now he's just doing it. He's just forging the weapons. Like he's doing everything that he needs to do, and they become brand new. Like the way he followed, like there was like some blueprints he had to follow to it, how to reforge it for each one. So since this was his first time, it had to, like, it just automatically scanned them and made blueprints on how to reforge it to become even better. So when he does, it goes to like level 1 star, it goes up to like a level 4 star, which he's pretty impressed by it. But it could go up to like a level 10 star, so he needs to reforge it some other times when it gets like destroyed or something. He can reforge it to repair it, and then he can like just reforge it to become even stronger. So yeah. So Deku starts to do exactly the same things too, like the earrings he has for defense, along with the necklace and the rings and such, along with the jacket and the shoes, the boots and socks, whatever else. He just like reforges them as they're like become even higher, like resistance and defense. And then Deku does like forge a couple of different swords, a broadsword, a short sword, and another. Well, what Stain had was like looking like a katana, so he forged a katana along with daggers, short daggers, long daggers, medium daggers, and that's it. So he basically trains, Deku trains as he finds he's good with the samurai sword, which Stain had, and then he's actually really good with daggers too. So, he falls asleep, and the next day happens. I mean, it was around like midnight when he did it. Was finished. So yeah. So the next day it happens, and Todoroki and him have to fight. First, they do hand-to-hand combat. Deku kind of showing how strong he really is and such, and she can't keep up. And then they go on to their quirks, as Deku's able to actually walk right through the fire or walk right past it, and he just says, I'm actually not affected by any flames. They will never harm me. But I can already tell your flames are really strong. I can sense the life force in it is stronger than what well, I guess says that the life in it is stronger than it has been for a while. So you're doing a really good job. As she goes, thanks. As he Endeavor says, test it out between which one's stronger, yours or hers. As this is training for him, just not overdo it. As basically because she uses the blue flames can overwhelm her a little bit, and then he cranks it up a little bit more to being a brighter blue as it kind of pushes her back a little bit, then to the black ones as it just nearly gets to where he just stops using his flames. He goes, "Alright, we know how far you can go. You have a little bit of trouble with the bright blue one along with my regular cremation, and then as soon as we get to the black flames, you're about to almost get hit by it. So we're not doing that again until you're stronger, actually not." So basically he just says work your body more. Oh, God, sorry. No. Working your body more for more muscle and all that. At least a little bit, so that way it's a little bit easier. Also, you gotta learn how to switch between each quirk more easily. As she says, "How am I gonna do that?" He goes "Oh, I can't tell you everything." But yeah, so that happens. She gets a little bit annoyed by it, but she understands. So after the internships are done, Endeavor congratulates, Izuku and Taro Shoda for their excellent job, and he also congratulates Deku. Even after they turned him in, they wanted to offer me the, the praise, and I didn't take it. I said I was not the one who did it, and I shall not say who it was because I do not know. All I know is I got a call from somebody. That was it. As Deku smiles, says, "So you don't want me to get a big ego?" He says, as Endeavor says, "Yes. Having an ego is good only at times when you're with friends, but having too much of a one just makes you like you." He goes, "Somewhat like me." Yes and no. He goes, "Alright, whatever." So yeah, they leave. Todoroki and him chat on the way back to school. Then when they get to school, everyone asks how they were. They say fine. Deku just, not telling them about what happened between him and Stain. Sorry. So yeah, so that happens, and then they get told about they're gonna have a final exams. As everyone's in shock, Deku's just all okay with it. So they have a couple days of study. A week to study at least. 5 days to study. As everyone's just moaning and groaning, Deku just says, "Alright, where can I start?" He says, "Well, class is doing your own free time." He goes "Oh, okay." So that's what he does. He studies during the night. During the day, he kind of sleeps a little bit. And then next thing you know, Deku, during the test, Deku gets 100% on it, which everyone are shocked by it, including Momo. She didn't know that Deku was this smart. As Todoroki just smiled, he was "Hey, Shota, why are you smiling?" She goes, "Because you got a good grade on it." He goes "You had the highest in the class." He goes, "Yeah, so what?" He goes "So, what did you get?" She goes, third highest. And he goes "Because of, Momo?" She just nods. He goes "Oh, well, during our training I could probably help you." As she smiles, he goes, "Thank you." And, as she hugs him, and his face goes red, her face goes red. She goes, it's no problem. Just, whatever. Just, alright." So, yeah, she leaves. Then, they, find out that they're going to have to fight next. So, people ask after lunch, or during lunch, what they're going to have to fight. People say robots. And, though, it's not true this time. Sorry. They're fighting the teachers again, so... fighting the teachers, not again, So, yeah. So, All Might versus Bakugo and Midoriya, happens. And that's the last fight. Everyone thinks goes similar to canon. and then that's it. Alright, okay. So, I wanted to make this an hour long, but I'm passing out almost. So, I'm gonna be done with this. Because I'm gonna save the All Might versus, Deku and Bakugo for another time. Alright, everyone? I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry for me, yawning and my voice was, stopping. I was falling asleep or, yawning. So, yeah. I hope you guys understand that. But anyways, bye everyone. Be safe. And everything. Don't get sick, please. Alright. Bye.